Now to a topic that I know so much about. Breakdancing has always been a male-dominated art form, but we're joined now by Courtnae Paul, a young lady from Durban who has turned that stereotype on its head. Apart from being a world-class B-girl, she's also a DJ, choreographer, and has a successful career as a creative consultant. So how does a young girl from Durbs just fall into the world of dance? Because most young men and girls dream of the stuff from young ages. They're thinking, I want to be on stage, I want to be a dancer, I want to be a singer. You kind of just got there by mistake.
Yeah, so most dancers, you hear that story of, oh, I came out the womb two-stepping in like this rhythmic. No, I was not like that at all. My background is gymnastics and kickboxing. So looking back now, I think the style that I do comes from my background. So I was part of a church dance group. On stage one day, randomly doing a whole lot of nothing. Somebody was like, oh, you're not so bad, come for an audition, and the rest is history. Wasn't part of the plans at all.
Do you obviously practice at home and imagine and putting lots of time and effort into this like it was your craft as a youngster, but I mean that transition from, doing all these things, learning about gymnastics to becoming the person that you are today, it's a long journey in between. I mean, what are the first steps? Like what, go to dance class?
I've never been to classes, self-taught. I think a lot of dancers these days couldn't really afford to even go to classes in the first place. And if you say, Mom, I want to go to class, for what? What are you going to do there? You can dance around for an hour, like, we're not going to waste our money, But from young, I've always been extremely obsessive with the things that I enjoy. So when I started dancing, head first.
You've mentioned a couple of times already that obviously you had lots of ideas, lots of things that you're moving yourself through, and that's a typical entrepreneur mindset. I mean, they're always looking for opportunities, and so obviously your company got birthed, and it's doing amazing things overseas. So explain a little bit more about what your company does and the kind of impact it's had globally.
Yeah, so I run an entertainment company, all things performance, creative direction, conceptualization. So for example, I'm in Cape Town now. I was entertainment producing and show directing a Huawei gala dinner. So I work on everything from...
I was there.
Last night?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're welcome.
Thank you.
So basically everything from corporates to commercials, right down to music videos. Basically all of it, and through dance I get to do all this,
And you're an incredibly powerful woman. I mean, a lot of guys can't even come close to the kind of work that you're doing, never mind the dance moves that you do. I mean, in a male-dominated industry like that, I mean, what has been your position? What have been your feelings? What have been the challenges that you've had to go through?
I think it's really tough, In most industries, what males say, yes, we want you involved, but if you even the slightest hint of competition, you're a problem, So I experienced a lot of difficulty coming into the scene, but I think once you find your place and find your niche and stop worrying about the noise around you, everything kind of falls into place.
And it also comes from sort of the industry and the media looking at you and saying, we really respect and love what you do, and hence why you obviously ended up on SABC 1 doing a really cool show there in which you were judging. Was it a challenge for you? How were those challenges for the contestants? What is that whole journey like for you?
I think the hardest part for me would be, I don't want to say crushing people's dreams, but turning people away. It's very hard. I mean, I even had some kids' parents calling me on some, why did you send my kids home? And I'm like, well, did you see them dance? I don't know what you want me to say,
What are your words of advice for young creatives?
I would say they need to figure out what they actually want out of it. I think people get so caught up in, this one's doing that one's doing that, but they actually don't know what they want for themselves, So if your dream is to be on stage for the rest of your life, then that's what you need to chase. I think we get far too caught up in whatever the hype is, and people don't know what they actually want out of it.
Yes, who are you is the first one.
Stick to whatever you are and who you are, and you're going to be cool.
Stunning. Now listen, Jeannie and I are going to be having a little bit of a battle later on. I don't know if it's going to even call the battle, because she knows
Maybe
I can't dance.
I don't know.
Yeah, struggle. So will you teach us a trick or two?
I'm going to attempt to. I can't make any promises.
I've got enough swag as it is. I just wanted, a little bit more.
You're killing it right now. I was just saying, his posture is amazing.
Feeling the swag, for the swag. There we go. Yeah, feeling it. But Courtnae has promised to show me some more of her moves after the break, so I can see and also take a few more tips and tricks from this very experted legend here in the lounge with us today. So we'll see you after these.
I'm waiting for. Okay, you ready? All right. So this is called a top rock. Okay. So the first step.
Box.
Yeah. True story. So together, to the side.
Okay, do that real time?
Oh, no ways. Not even a little bit. I don't understand.
So from this one, instead of going to the side, we're going to go there.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No.
So we've gone. There we go. Hello. Okay.
Jeannie's just making up as she goes.
She's just
doing Latin American dancing. She's just making up.
She's like, ting,
She's
just like...
Hang on, stop your hand.
That kind of shout, though.
All right, we showed them.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
You were amazing. I love watching you dance.
Sorry.
Was this actually a ploy? Is it a ploy to get us to come to your dance class?
I'll definitely come to your dance class.
I don't think so. You're very lucky.
Wow.